Imagine being so close to someone that their happiness feels like your happiness. That was me and Sarah. We went through college side by side, late night study sessions, endless cups of coffee, sharing secrets that nobody else knew. So when she got engaged, I was thrilled for her. She wasn't just a friend, she felt like family. When her wedding invitation arrived, I didn't even flinch when I saw there was no +1. I was single, and honestly, I didn't care. I just wanted to be there for her big day. I bought a beautiful dress that made me feel confident, booked a hotel near the venue, and even took days off from work. My entire office knew I was going to a wedding. I sent her a thoughtful gift. I was ready, and then, just 1 week before the wedding, my phone rang. I picked up with a smile, expecting maybe some last-minute details or a nervous chat about how she was feeling. But instead, I heard words that flipped my world upside down. "Hey, so, since you're not bringing anyone, we need to cut back on the headcount. I'm gonna have to uninvite you." Uninvite. That word echoed in my head like a hammer. My stomach dropped. I gripped my phone so tightly my knuckles turned white. I had already spent money, already made plans, already told my parents and my entire office. And all she had to offer me was, "You can watch the live stream if you want." It wasn't just a cancellation. It was a message. "You're not important. You're disposable." I sat there in silence, heat rushing to my face, heart pounding in my ears. My hands turned cold while my breath grew shallow. I wanted to scream, but nothing came out. Instead, I hung up, placed my phone down on the table, and sank into the couch. My body felt like it had been shoved down by invisible hands. At first, there was humiliation. Everyone knew I was supposed to be at this wedding. Now I'd have to explain I wasn't even invited anymore. But underneath that shame was something else. A slow burning fire. A voice whispering, "She doesn't get to do this to you." And that's when the idea of revenge began to bloom. I called my best friend, who was still invited to the wedding. I told her everything. She was shocked, of course, but then I reminded her of something she hadn't forgotten. Sarah once had a crush on her boyfriend. She'd even texted him, confessing her feelings, crossing boundaries that no friend should cross. My best friend had been hurt by her once already. So when I asked, "Do you want to help me get even?" she didn't hesitate. Her voice was sharp, confident. "I'm in." That's when the plan came alive. We weren't going to yell or cause a scene. We weren't going to make it obvious. No, this was going to be quiet, subtle, devastating, and it was going to hit her right where it hurt most, her wedding dress. Think about it. The wedding dress isn't just fabric. It's a symbol. It's sacred to the bride. It's the centerpiece of the entire event, the thing she imagines for years. Ruin the dress, and you ruin the fairy tale. Our plan was simple. Just hours before the ceremony, my best friend would slip into Sarah's dressing room. As a bridesmaid, she had direct access. She'd be there helping with last-minute details, fixing hairpins, fluffing skirts. Nobody would question her presence. She would carry a small bottle of ink. Permanent, dark, impossible to clean. And when the moment was right, she'd, accidentally, spill it on the dress. Then she'd walk out as if nothing had happened. The night before the wedding, I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed picturing it, Sarah's perfect little day unraveling in her hands. I imagined her face when she saw the black stain spreading across that bright white gown. Would she scream? Would she break down crying? The thought made me smile in the dark. On the wedding morning, the atmosphere was buzzing. Bridesmaids rushing around, laughter echoing in the halls, the smell of perfume and hairspray heavy in the air. Sarah's gown hung there, pristine and glowing under the soft light of her room. My best friend blended in seamlessly, chatting, smiling, doing her duties. Nobody suspected a thing. And then, with one calculated move, it happened. The ink splashed onto the fabric. It spread, blooming like a dark flower on snow. She slipped away quietly, leaving the room exactly as it had been, except now, the centerpiece of the day was destroyed. Later, when Sarah went to put on her dress, she found it. The scream that ripped out of her chest could be heard down the hall. Guests whispered. Bridesmaids panicked. The makeup artist froze. And Sarah broke down. Tears streaming, makeup smearing, her dream day suddenly a nightmare. She didn't know who to blame. She assumed fate had turned against her, or maybe someone out there wanted to sabotage her wedding. But she never suspected me. She never suspected my best friend. I wasn't even there. I was miles away, sitting on my couch, phone in my hand, receiving updates from my best friend. Every message, every frantic whisper, every cry, it was justice. Sweet, quiet justice. That night, instead of watching the live stream like she had so generously suggested, I sat back, popcorn in hand, grinning at the thought of her perfect day in ruins. She got her tears, but not the ones she expected. Some people might call it petty. Maybe it was. But betrayal cuts deep. And sometimes, revenge doesn't need to be loud or violent. Sometimes it's silent, sometimes it's subtle, and that's what makes it satisfying. Do I regret it? Maybe a little. There are nights when I wonder if I went too far. She really did cry, and her pain was real. But then I remind myself, she treated me like I was nothing. She discarded me with a phone call, after everything we'd shared. Why should I have given her the gift of peace on her wedding day? Justice doesn't look the same for everyone. For me, it looked like a white gown stained black. So tell me, what do you think? Was I right to do it? Or did I cross the line? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And while you're at it, hit that like button if this story gave you chills, and subscribe for more wild revenge stories that will make your jaw drop. Justice can be many things. For Sarah, it was an ink-stained wedding dress. What would it be for you?